Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. Today I'm talking about another topic I found while going through the DDO.com forums this week. And that topic is hirelings and raids, and do we want to start allowing hirelings into raids? If you're not aware, hirelings as of today are not allowed in any raid in DDO. And why is this? We don't know exactly why. As far as I know, the developers have never told us, but we can make some assumptions. Raids, unlike quests, are designed for teamwork. First of all, in a raid, you're allowed to bring 12 people into the adventure, whereas regular quests only allow 6. Raids are always more complex than quests. They require a certain amount of coordination, and they often require certain roles. Raids are also, not just in DDO, but in other MMOs, social in nature. They are designed not just to provide a quest that 12 people can play. They're also designed to promote socialization, teamwork, actual players, human players working together, and this does not coordinate well with the prospect of putting hirelings into a raid. But let's talk about some positives. One thing that allowing hirelings in raids would do is it would make some raids more possible to short man or solo. Now, maybe not for your Uber players, but for some more normal or casual players, letting them bring that cleric hireling into the raid would make a big difference in a lot of situations. Or letting a casual player bring in that hireling trapper to take care of some of the traps would make a big difference. It also would reduce waiting times if you wanted a specific role like a healer in your raid. Also, with a DDO population that's gotten lower, hirelings would give you another option, while at the same time you would not be forced to use hirelings if you don't want to use them. Another argument for putting hirelings in raids is the evolution of the game. Back when Cap was 20, when raids really required specific roles, you needed a healer, you needed a crowd control person, usually you might have even needed a bard if we're talking about certain raids, maybe like the Hound of Zoriat. But in today's DDO, we've gone away from that. We don't really need those roles like a healer anymore. Characters have become a lot more self-sufficient. Pretty much everyone can heal themselves. Pretty much everyone can CC a little bit. We can do a lot of things that we couldn't do before. And because the game has trended towards this design of let's let everyone do everything, let's make everything solo friendly, should we start reflecting this in raids as well? And that's one of the arguments that people that are pro putting hirelings in raids have presented from the thread that I've read through. So if we're going to continue to support this ability of making everything solo friendly, it might make sense in some people's minds to bring the same design goal into raids. So let's now talk about some of the negatives. We don't have a way to remove hirelings right now, and that feature alone presents a lot of possibilities for griefing. When I say we don't have a way to remove hirelings, what I mean is, say if some player joins your raid and maybe in the middle of your raid brings up a hireling, you can't do anything to get rid of it. You might have been saving that spot for someone else. You might not want that hireling in the raid. It takes control away from the raid leader if we were to allow hirelings. Also, AI is a big issue. Now, they have worked on hirelings in the past few updates. They're trying to improve the AI. Hasn't really worked out as well as they hoped. The AI is still having a lot of issues, and it's hard to argue for more expanding support for hirelings if they're still not working correctly. Also, the AI has the potential to really mess up some raids. When raids were designed, they were not designed with hirelings in mind. Hirelings could very well screw up your raid. Raids, unlike quests, having one player not knowing what they're doing has the potential to cause a party wipe. Let's take, for example, a raid like the Hound of Zoriat. In that raid, you need a lot of party coordination. You actually cannot damage the raid boss in the Hound of Zoriat. You have to rely on charming puppies to kill the raid boss for you. And one of the biggest issues back in the day when people were running Hound all the time was some new player would go in there and would kill the puppies. And if you kill the puppies, there's no way to damage the raid boss and the party can wipe. Now there's a bug right now where you don't have to, you can bypass that and just kill the Hound directly. But that's another issue. When they get the raid fixed, that won't be the case. And not just that raid, there's a lot of other examples I could come up with. There's a lot of situations where a hireling might pull aggro when it's not desired. They might start an encounter before the raid leader wants to start it. Hirelings are notorious for just running off and attacking things. There's a lot of potential complications. Also, I'm concerned whether hirelings could possibly be manipulated to trivialize some raids. Now, raids were not designed with hirelings in mind. Some raid mechanics could possibly be bypassed by hirelings, say by parking a hireling at the entrance, then dying, and then teleporting it to your location. There's a lot of possibilities there for bypassing parts of raids. And like I said several times in this video, raids were not designed with hirelings in mind. So, bottom line to me, I think the answer here needs to be no. We should not allow them into raids. Unlike many quests, raids just weren't designed with soloing in mind. They're designed to promote group play, socialization, and teamwork. And while this game is going in the direction of being more solo friendly by not requiring as many team roles, letting everyone do everything, we still need to maintain some aspect of this being a massively multiplayer online game. We need to maintain some aspect of requiring teamwork in this game. Now, we shouldn't require it everywhere, but in certain situations like a raid, we should require some teamwork. We should require you to actually talk to other people. And also, raids offer a higher quality of loot. And one of the reasons why, actually the main reason why, the loot is higher in raids is because the effort and teamwork and coordination required to get to that loot is greater. So if we're allowed to bypass that teamwork aspect of a raid by using hirelings, how can we justify letting higher quality loot drop in a raid? I feel like if we allow raids to essentially be 12-man quests, we can't justify having that awesome loot in a raid. We'll just see loot that's the same as a regular quest. And when I say the same, I mean same in terms of power level. Also, raids are not required. No raid loot in this game is required to complete even the most difficult settings in the game. It's okay to have support for both a large multiplayer experience and a small solo or duoing experience. So guys, comment below and let me know if you would like to see the option to use hirelings added to raids in DDO, or if you would like to see raids stay the way they are right now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe and tell your DDO friends and guildies about my channel. Thanks for watching.